Okay, our topic is cement. So cement are materials that exhibit characteristic properties of setting and hardening when mixed to a paste with water. This makes them join rigid masses into coherent structures. It is powdery bonding material having adhesive and cohesive properties. Chemically, it is a fine ground mixture of calcium silicates and aluminates, which is set to a hard mass when treated with water. These are called as hydraulic cement or Portland cement. And those setting in air are non-hydraulic cement, which is ordinary lime. It was first made by Joseph Aspdin in England in 1824. So by the cement is made of calcium silicate and aluminates and other additives. So you can add other additives to the cement, so they are so that you can create different types of cement. So by history, cement came from lime and clay. It's been used for materials of construction through many centuries. The Romans are commonly given the credit for the development of hydraulic cement. The most significant incorporation of the Romans was the use of pozzolan lime cement by mixing volcanic ash from the Mount Vesuvius with lime. Best known surviving example is the Pantheon, Rome in 128 AD. In 1824, Joseph Aspdin from England invented the Portland cement, the set product of cement. Sand and water has got similar color and strength to a natural stone obtained in Portland, England. So, as stated in our slide, the Romans was the civilization or the empire that was given credit to the development of hydraulic cement. But the Portland cement was invented by Joseph Aspdin in 1824 in England, in Portland, England. So the rock that can be found in Portland, England, is the same color and strength as a mixture of cement, sand, and water. So that is why the name, the cement is Portland. It came from the Portland rock of England. Okay, so raw materials of cement, we have the calcareous material, limestone, cement rock, marine shells, are example of calcareous material, and should not contain less than 3.3 MgO percent. Limestone containing high percentage of MgO and percentage is reduced to the less of 5%. Rich in silica supply, and this is also composed of clay, shell, blast furnace, slag, ash, cement, and rock. So those are the different raw material. No? It came from raw material like rocks, no? And ash and clay. So when you manufacture a cement, no, you can see that the cement has three phases. That these main phases are presented in the clinker and anhydrated Portland cement. They are formed at high temperature, 1,450 degrees centigrade, in a kiln, cement kiln, and compound referred as C3S, C2S, and C3A, and C4AF are known as the main crystalline phases of Portland cement. So as you can see in the picture, no, cement came, the raw material came from the quarrying. So they harvest raw materials like rocks, clay, ash on the quarries, and they crush it, no, dinudurog nila into specific sizes, no. Then they grind it, no, further. So pagkatapos durugin, pinipino nila yon. So then they dry mixing it or blend it with some additive or some chemicals, no. Then after that, no, they preheat it, no, using gas, and then they put it on a rotary kiln, and they clinker cool, pinapalamig. Pagka lumamig na siya, lalagyan ng konting gypsum, tapos dudurugin ulit siya ng pinong-pino, and then lalagay sa storage, and then ipapak, then isi-ship. So yun ang process na paggawa ng cement, no? So it undergoes rotary kiln, no? So iniinit siya. It is formed using high temperature. So sa composition of cement, we have the tricalcium and the dicalcium. Ito yung C3S yung tricalcium, C2S yung dicalcium, and tricalcium aluminate C3A, and tetracalcium aluminum ferrite is C4AF. So yung tricalcium silicate, responsibility for the early and later strength of the cement. No? So, and dicalcium is responsible for the later strength. And the composition of cement based on other components are like gypsum, free lime, chlorides, alkalis, and magnesium. So ito yung mga bato at mga minerals, no, na harvest mo sa nature at hinahalo mo yan sa paggawa ng cement. Okay? So composition of a cement, meron siyang tricalcium silicate and dicalcium silicate. Tricalcium silicate hydrates and hardens rapidly and responsible for the earliest and initial strength or initial set. No? High percentage of C3S, no, exhibits higher strength. So pag marami kang C3S, which is the C3S is tricalcium silicate, no, you exhibit high early strength. Pag when C3S increases, it decreases the C2S. Ano ba yung C2S? C2S is the dicalcium silicate. Okay? So kapag marami kang tricalcium silicate, yung semento mo, yung halo ng semento, no, exhibits what you call this higher strength. No? Now, the tricalcium aluminate, C3A, hydrates and hardens the quickest, liberates a large amount of heat, and contributes somewhat to the early strength. So it also contributes to the early strength. No? And gypsum is added to retard the hydration. Kasi kailangan mo siya ng gypsum. Kasi pag may gypsum, pinapabagal na yung pagtuyo ng semento kapag hinalo mo na sa concrete mixture. Kasi pag yung semento, mabilis siyang natuyo, if it dries up fast, no, it doesn't reach the strength that the cement mixture wants. No? So, in the absence of gypsum Portland cement, set immediately after adding water. Okay? So, decreasing tricalcium silicate and increasing tricalcium silicate and decreasing dicalcium silicate, no, the effect is that the activity of supplemental cementitious compound increases and setting time decreases and the strength increases. So pag dinagdagan mo yung mas maraming tricalcium silicate sa dicalcium silicate, mas matagal yung setting time niya mas matagal and yung kanyang strength mas lumalakas. No? Kasi yung setting time namin, yung setting time is about 45 minutes. No? And the drying time is about 7 hours. So, may slide tayo. So, increasing C3A and decreasing C4AF, no, bleeding decreases, chloride permeability decreases, and setting time decreases. Parehas din siya kanina, setting time decreases, strength increases, sulfate resistivity decreases, water requirement increases, so mas kailangan mo na mas maraming tubig, and workability is decreases. So, ibig sabihin, pag in-increase mo yung C3A, no? C3A is tricalcium aluminate, at din-increase mo yung C4AF, which is C4AF is tetracalcium aluminum ferrite. No? So, pag binawasan mo yan, in-increase mo yung tricalcium silicate, ang mangyayari, ang mangyayari, workability decreases. So tricalcium aluminum ferrite, C4AF, it hydrates rapidly but to contributes very little to strength. No? So mabilis siyang mag-hydrate, no? Kaya lang hindi siya masyadong nakakatulong sa lakas. No? It allow lower kiln temperature in Portland cement manufacturing. So hindi kailangan ng mas malakas na apoy o ng malakas na baga para ma-process mo yung may tricalcium aluminum ferrite na cement. The most Portland cement color effects due to C4AF. No? So the higher C4AF, the darker the color of cement. So pag nakakita ka ng semento, mas dark ang kulay niya, meron siyang tricalcium aluminum ferrite. Mas madami yung tricalcium aluminum ferrite niya kasi mas dark yung kulay niya. Kaya lang, ang problema nito it hydrates rapidly, yun ang kanyang characteristic. So the gypsum, no, is a setting time retarder. Ito nilalagay dito para yung setting time niya hindi ka agad maagad, no? Kasi para medyo makuha niya yung kanyang tamang strength, no? It prevents sulfate expansion in cement to sulfate uh, content in cement is limited to 3 to 3.5%. That is why gypsum is kept less than 5% in the cement. So yung gypsum kasi 5% lang siya. Less than 5% do sa total volume ng cement. The higher the gypsum content, the longer is the setting time of cement. So pag mas marami kang nilagay na gypsum, mas matagal siyang mag-setting. Mas matagal siyang matuyo. Okay? So, sulfate attack. Sulfate attack is a common form of concrete deterioration. It occurs when concrete comes into contact with water containing sulfates. Sulfate can be found in some soils, especially when arid condition exists, kapag wala masyadong tubig, in seawater and in wastewater treatment plant. So these are samples of sulfate attacks. So you can see, no, para siyang natutuyo, no, na masyado siyang nagpupulbos, no, nag-i-spalling, no, dahil nga doon sa sulfate, dahil nga doon sa saltiness and the high sulfate, no. So free lime calcium or the calcium oxide. So lime which is not combined with other constituents is clinker in its own as free lime. Free lime is harmful to cement. So hindi maganda sa semento yung free lime. In presence of higher free lime causes expansion in cement and drops early strength. And free lime normally generates burning process. So kita mo para siyang nagre-react siya doon sa semento. Sinusuka niya yung free lime. No? The higher free lime cement to change its color to brown. Higher lime cement is not a good binder. So hindi maganda makita o dumami ang free lime doon sa cement, no? Cement mixture. So chloride, higher chloride contents lead to corrosion of steel. So hindi rin masyado maganda yung maraming chloride mixture yung cement mo. So the origin of chloride is mainly from cement raw material. So as you can see, yung mga reinforcing bars, mas madali siyang kalawangin kung mataas yung chloride. So chloride is also found in water, di ba? Kung mataas yung water content, chlorine doon sa water na ginamit sa panghalo ng cement concrete mixture mo, so it may also affect the what you call this, the concrete inside. Kung mataas na mataas. Ganun din sa salt, no? That is why salt, no, in countries like Middle East or some countries that doesn't have natural water, they desalinate the water that they use, no, in concrete mixture. So alkalis, higher presence of alkali leads to internal expansion and cracking in concrete due to reaction between silica and alkali. The origins of alkali is mainly from cement, raw materials, and fuels. So the effects of alkali, air contents increases, bleeding decreases, heat radiation increases, reactivity to SCM increases, alkali silica reaction increases, changes in setting time, and shrinkage decreases. So water, early strength up, late strength down. So mas mabilis niyang makuha yung early strength niya, no? Yung alkali. Water requirement decreases and workability decreases. Now we have the fluoride and phosphate. This is the main component of a gypsum, no? Yung gypsum. So if you find a lot of fluoride and phosphate, no, soluble phosphate retard the setting and strength development of plaster. So ibig sabihin hindi kaagad tumitigas, no, yung cement mo, no? So kapag mataas ang gypsum ng cement, ito yung mga hindi kaagad tumitigas na semento. Ito yung mga ginagamit sa mga beam, ginagamit sa mga columns, ginagamit sa mga slab. Kasi yung mga dapat tumigas kaagad, yun yung mga ginagamit sa mga plastering. Okay? So supplemental cementitious material, so meron tayong fly ash and the blast furnace slag. So fly ash is a residue that is left from burning coal, and it is formed when the gaseous releases of the coal is efficiently cooled. So this is the fly ash is a byproduct of coal, no? And blast furnace slag is a byproduct of iron and steel manufacturing process. So ito naman galing naman sa iron and steel manufacturing, yung blast furnace slag, no? So ito yun. So the advantage of fly ash, no, ang dami, no? It has also, it is environmentally friendly kasi galing nga sa byproduct. It increases density. It aids to keep aggressive composite on the surface where the damaging action is reduced. It's effective combined with other alkalis from cement. It is also helpful in reducing the heat of hydration. The pozzolanic reaction in between the lime and fly ash will significantly generate less heat and thus prevent thermal cracking. So hindi siya magka-crack dahil natutuyo ka agad. No? Kasi kaya yung semento kasi nag-i-emit ng sarili niyang heat yan, no? Yung kanyang init. So kaya nga yung semento, kapag naghalo ka ng semento, ginamit mo yung kamay mo, if you use your hands while mixing concrete, your hands will get burned, no? Because it emits heat, no? May chemical reaction that it creates heat. So if it dries up early, if you imagine if you use cement that dries up early, it will crack if it is very pure, okay? Because madali siya matuyo. So the big savings in concrete material prices. The disadvantage is the poor quality can increase permeability and thus damaging the building and increases setting time. So the blast furnace slag, the advantage, it has lower hydration, it is resistant to sulfate attack, it has better workability, and the disadvantage is set slower than normal concrete. So matagal talaga siyang matuyo kaysa sa normal concrete. But there are some instances that you want your concrete to dry slower. So the physical properties of cement, we have the fineness, soundness, setting time, strength, specific gravity, heat of hydration, loss in ignition, and color. So these are the different physical properties. No? So if the fineness of the cement affects the hydration rate, no? The greater fineness, it increases the hydration rate, and heat of hydration and greater early strength. The effect of strength can be seen in 7 days. The coarse cement will resort higher ultimate strength and lower strength, early strength. So the physical properties of cement, the effect of fineness, increases water requirement. Siyempre, mas pino, mas marami kang tubig na kailangan. Increases strength, so mas tumitibay siya. Shrinkage increases, mas nag-shrink yung mixture mo. Pag natuyo siya, mas lumilit yung volume niya. Setting time decreases, no? And heat of hydration increases. Bleeding decreases, air content decreases, and workability decreases. So yun ang problema ng ganito klaseng semento, no? Okay, so the physical properties of cement, soundness, no? So the destructive expansion caused by excessive amount of free lime and magnesium. So yung setting time, no? Setting time occurs when the paste begin to steep considerably, should be greater than 45 minutes. No? So ibig sabihin, ito yung ang setting time ng concrete, no, is about 45 minutes. Ang final set, no, it's about 420 minutes or 7 hours. No? Ito yung final set. Setting time is affected by fineness, yung pagkapino ng semento, the water-cement ratio, yung dami ng tubig compared sa dami ng hinahalo mong mixture. Gypsum content, no? Kasi pag may gypsum yung cement mo, mabilis siyang matuyo. And yung mga admixtures na nilagay mo, yung mga additives. No? So, ibig sabihin, kapag 45 minutes, yung konkreto mo, yung concrete mixture mo, hindi mo na siya magagalaw. No? Yung form niya nabuo na, yung pinaka-forma ng konkreto nabuo na. Kapag umabot siya ng 7 hours, matigas na siya. Sisinsilin mo na siya para mo mabasag yung concrete mixture. So, ibig sabihin, hindi mo pwedeng, you cannot remove the formworks of the beam or the column, no, less than 7 hours, less than 45 minutes. No? Hindi mo siya pwedeng tanggalin yung forma ng concrete. Pag tinanggal mo yung forma ng concrete nang wala pa siyang 45 minutes, basa-basa pa yung concrete mixture mo. Pero pag tinanggal mo siya ng 420 minutes, matigas na yung konkreto. Pero hindi pa siya matibay. So kapag tinuntungan mo sa ibabaw yan, pwede pa yung mabasag. Pero matigas na siya. So it is not advisable to remove the concrete formworks, no, less than 7 days, no? Hindi pa siya advisable, no? Ay 7 hours, no? Hindi pa siya advisable. Kasi pag less than 7 hours, tinanggalan mo na siya, may possibility na matuyo ka agad yung concrete dahil na na-expose mo sa weather. So pag na-increase yung drying time, hihina yung konkreto mo, magpupulbo siya. No? So kailangan dito yung konkreto mo, patagalin mo muna bago mo tatanggalin yung forms. No? Okay, yung formworks. No? So the strength of cement, no? Ang compressive strength ng cement, 3 days, no, para makuha mo yung compressive strength, and 7 days para maging 2,900 PSI, at 28 days kapag 3,620 PSI. Okay? So it also depends with the water-cement ratio. Sabi ko nga kanina, it will depend on the water-cement ratio. Kung maraming tubig, matagal siya matuyo. Kung konti yung tubig, mabilis siyang matuyo, pero hindi niya makukuha yung kanyang strength. No? Yung cement fine lay aggregate ratio, di ba? Kung mas marami kang buhangin at kukunti yung semento, iba rin ang kanyang epekto sa lakas ng yung concrete mixture. Yung types of grading of aggregates, yung iba-ibang sukat ng bato, may epekto rin yan doon sa performance ng concrete mixture. Tandaan natin, yung sukat ng bato, depende yan doon sa binubuhusan mo. It will depend on the size or spacing of rebars. If you have a spacing of rebars that is too close to each other, you cannot use rocks bigger than the spacing of the rebars. No? Hindi ka pwedeng gumamit ng bato na mas malaki sa spacing ng mga bakal kasi hindi papasok yung bato yung sa pagitan ng mga bakal. So you need to make sure that the spacing of rebars is proportional to the size of the aggregates. Ngayon, kung masyadong marami naman yung aggregates mo and you mix concrete, cement, and sand at sobrang dami ng aggregates mo, pwede yung magkaroon ng mga honeycomb. No? Mayroong mga area na hindi malalagyan ng concrete and sand kasi puro bato. So you need to make sure that tama yung dami ng bato, tama yung dami ng semento, at tama yung dami ng buhangin. No? So you can create a good, nice, and perfect concrete mixture. So yung curing condition, so meron din yung epekto sa cement because if you are mixing concrete on a desert, you cannot compare it to its performance. You are mixing concrete on a forest. No? Iba kasi yung temperature, humidity sa forest at iba rin yung temperature, humidity sa desert. Sa desert, masyado siyang maagang matutuyo. Sa forest, hindi siya maagang matutuyo kasi malilim doon, mataas ang humidity, so hindi siya kagad matutuyo. So yun ang magbibigay ng ibang property ng cement mixture. So yung moisture content, yung moisture content of the rocks, di ba? Sabi ko nga dati, meron yung rocks natin nag-absorb din ng water. Di ba? Yung mga sand nag-absorb din ng water. Ngayon, kung kumuha ka ng sand na basa, ginamit mo sa paghahalo mo ng concrete mixtures, iba na rin ang epekto niyan sa kumuha ka ng sand na tuyo. Okay? The fineness of cement. Sabi ko noong unang lectures, unang slides natin, the fineness of cement will also affect the concrete mixtures. Okay? So the specific gravity of cement is 3:15. Okay? Yun ang specific gravity. Okay? So,